Well, these kind of help support you to not make the stretch so intense and so stressful on the entire system, and allows you to sit longer and deeper into stretches, if you know how to use them. I like that. What's up, guys? I am coming back with a video to show you how to use yoga blocks to improve your yoga practice or just to have a nice stretch session. So stay tuned and get ready to know how to use yoga blocks. Yoga blocks. These ones I got from TJ Maxx, again, I think for like $10. They've lasted me well. They are a little bit squishy. So, yeah, there's a little, I don't know what material this is, but it's a little squishy. You can get like cork board ones. I know a lot of yoga studios have cork boards. But these are just such an all-around good tool, whether for yoga or your at-home strength training, like calisthenics program. They're a really great tool to just enhance your body awareness practice. And I'm going to show you how. Use yoga blocks for meditation, for example, or if you're just sitting for long periods of time and you need a better variation, sitting on the ground. Maybe there's many reasons why you might be sitting on the ground, but these yoga blocks can actually help improve your seated posture. So as you see, I'm sitting here, right on the ground, right on my butt. Well, sometimes that was hard for me at the beginning of meditation to sit like this, and so you can use these yoga blocks and put it on the ground like this and sit on it. This raises your butt off the ground, makes it a little easier on your back and your hips. If you have any pinching pain when you're sitting here, raising up the seated platform that you're on can really help your seated posture pain. And of course, doing more stretching and yoga and strength training will also help your flexibility and mobility to sit stronger and better. So there's one. That's a real quick way. Just sit on it, okay? You can do the same thing for sitting like this, right? If you need to meditate, not in a cross-legged position, but this still hurts, do the same thing. Now this time I'm not going to sit on it sideways. I'm actually going to turn it like the skinny way and sit on it like that. Again, just raises me up, takes a little bit pressure off the knees, no pinching pain here. And if I need to actually go even higher, I can sit on it just like this. Skinny ways, but the tall skinny way. And that raises me up even more. That's actually a little bit uncomfortable, so I probably wouldn't go there unless I use two at the same time and I put them side to side, right? But if you had like a cork one, yeah, see, that's a little bit better. I can do that just fine. But if you had a cork one, you guys, my head's probably cut off, but if you have a cork one, it might hold its integrity better. But yeah, these little squishy ones, I definitely need two if I'm gonna stand it up. But I feel just as comfortable just using one, the skinny wide way. So there's a couple options to use to help, in meditation. Sometimes if you're just sitting on the ground, let's say you do have a little cushion. Like I got this little cushion here I'm gonna sit on. My butt feels fine, my sacrum feels fine. But these hips, some people's hips they don't have the flexibility, right? And it kind of hurts to let them hang to the outside. Well, that's great if you have two of these yoga blocks, because you can slide these right under the outsides of your knees. You could set them like this on the ground, or you could set them straight up like this, right? Just like that. And now I'm cradling myself, and these wouldn't feel too painful to just let hang open. So now that they've been supported. And then as you sink deeper and longer into the stretch, you could shift this out a little bit more, come down to its sides, and let your knees hang there, and then you sit in it maybe longer, and if you keep feeling that stretch and you feel more comfortable, then you go to the flat side and voila. Think of the yoga blocks as a floor raiser. What I mean by that is that it brings up the floor for you. So, and what I mean by that, I'll show you a quick position. So it's just a forward flexion stretch. I actually don't know what it's called, but just bend over and touch your toes, right? Some people can't do that. Okay, some people can't touch the floor. So what I mean by it raises the floor to you to make it easier, you could use these bad boys on whatever, whatever height you need. So let's say, I'd start with this one. Okay, it feels pretty good. Okay, but if I needed a little bit more, and that was too intense of a stretch, I could go up a notch. Okay, that actually feels pretty good. Okay, what if I need a little bit more? Well, I stand them up again, and look at that. I can now get into a stretch comfortably and relax my entire body so that the stretch is focused on the points, the parts of the body that I need to, without straining myself or putting myself into so much pain where I want to stop the stretch altogether. So this is great at bringing the floor closer to your body, and that helps that forward fold stretch. Another way that I use these guys is for strength, like strength training or push-ups or strengthening my body. And I'll show you how to do that. Again, it brings the floor up to you. So that allows you to get a little bit deeper in, let's say, a push-up, right? So now that I'll go this way. Now that I have the floor a little bit closer, it allows me to go into a deeper range of motion. So I'm just at the skinny, like the lowest level, right? Just using these guys into a push-up. So I can go just a little bit farther than I would if I was on the ground. This brings my hands up a little bit more, and it engages the muscle a little bit more. I want to make it even more intense. I flip it to the side, raise it up even farther, and I have the same thing. I can go a little bit lower. Okay, and if that's too easy, you go to the highest guy. Now this makes it even harder because the base of support is a lot smaller, so this is actually really nice to train the stabilizer muscles of the body. And look how tall that sits up. I can go into a really deep push-up. So that's a great way to just transform your push-ups by using yoga blocks. It's like a gymnast move too. Lift yourself up, bring it forward. And this is on the tallest setting because I definitely need it. Same thing, lift yourself up. Boom. So there's a little bit of a strength variability with this as well. Now we can show you how to use these with stretching. These just, again, act as a floor raiser and can help create nice points of pressure in the body. And I'll just show you a few points where a lot of people could benefit from. So we'll do the, I believe this is called fish pose. I can't remember. But I'm gonna sit on the flat portion just like this. You put it right at your sacrum and your low back. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. I'm not gonna put it the flat, I'm gonna put it the skinny long way like this. Put it right in the low back. Trying to just keep that butt on the ground. Raise my hand underneath my head. And that just helps put the spine into extension, right? And if you needed more, you can go up. Actually, I don't even think that's possible for me. But you get the idea, right? Then you can also use this to open up the chest. You put it on the tallest setting, for me anyway, or you could go, you want the skinny side, so whether it's standing up tall or it's a little bit shorter, you want the skinny side. But I'm gonna stand it straight up tall because I've done this many times and I know what to do. And this is really great for opening up the chest. So you wanna put it right in between your shoulder blades, really right in between your shoulder blades. And you use this other one to help support your neck. Right there. And you want to put it in between your shoulder blades so it allows your arms to just hang to the outside. And this yoga block is driving through the middle of my back and it's forcing me to open my posture. And you just take some nice deep breaths here and just let yourself open up, stretch, and let that fascia get nice and warm and melt through the body. Now if you need a little bit deeper, maybe you put this down to this level here, let that neck come down even more. Then eventually you might be so loose you don't even need it. But my neck does, because that would hurt. And so what makes these so nice, these yoga blocks so nice, is that they assist you in your stretches so that you can really focus where you want to put the stretch in your body. Because sometimes what makes it hard is you're trying to stretch something and your whole body is just in pain because you're trying to get to this position but you're not quite flexible enough yet and you can't quite relax deep enough into a stretch. Well, these kind of help support you to not make the stretch so intense and so stressful on the entire system, and allows you to sit longer and deeper into stretches, if you know how to use them. So again, I'm gonna come back to this sort of idea of what I think, these are. They raise the floor up. So if you just kind of use that as a fundamental awareness of what these things are, then when you go in to do your stretches, you just put these where you would benefit for having the floor raised, if that makes sense. They just help support your body. They help cradle your body. So when you find a nice stretch, but you're finding maybe part of it is too stressful on the body, there's certain parts, find out how you can use these to cradle your body. Another good one is even like the forward fold like this, right? You want to hang all the way down, but maybe your neck's starting to hurt or it feels like you're pushing too far. This is a great one here. Put it here, and now it's taken all this pressure off of my neck and I can really sink in the depths with my hips. If I need a little bit taller, I can use it like this, right? And now that's a lot more comfortable. Now that's a lot more comfortable to really sink into. So again, the concept of raising the floor is I need the floor to come up to my head because my neck is straining and it's got so much pressure. So again, this raises the floor up to my head. Voila. So there's so many variations of how you can use these guys, but just use them in your practice where you could benefit from having the floor come up and cradle you. That's what these guys are to me. They are a floor raiser that help cradle my body when I'm trying to stretch. They also help me to sit better, and they also help deepen my strength practice and make it a little bit more fun and really bring out those stabilizing muscles of any sort of calisthenic workouts that I'm doing. So that's it. It's real quick, real simple. And then once you start using these more, you'll start to see that concept of raising the floor a lot easier. So there you have it. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.